Welcome to our Sunday blog. Today we are going to be making apples for Teacher Appreciation Week. So we're going to be making cake balls that look like little red apples. And we have the cake balls, let them freeze, and now we've let them thaw a little bit so that we can cover them with the red chocolate coating. And as you can see, my husband is using a toothpick because they're not going to be cake pops, they're going to be cake balls. And he's not tapping the toothpick. What he's tapping is his hand to get the excess chocolate off without making a mess and without the cake ball falling in to the chocolate, which is never good. You could use red food coloring, like red chocolate covering, or you can use yellow or green. As you know, there's lots of apples and they're all different colors. We are doing red ones just because that's what you traditionally see for teachers. And this is again for Teacher Appreciation Week. Making sure you have plenty of chocolate so you get a nice good coating without it being extra heavily coated. And we're not using the cake pop holder. We're just using wax paper to put it down on, because again, these are going to be cake balls, not cake pops. Okay. And now that they're all coated, we are going to go ahead and put them in the fridge just so that it gets nice and solid before we start messing with them. Again, always remember to use the wax paper just to make it easier for you to get off and not make a big mess. Okay, so we have taken out the cake balls from the fridge, and now we're going to get them ready and decorate them. So we're taking out the toothpick, and once you do that, it is going to leave a small hole, but we did this for a reason, and you'll see in just a moment. If you're making a cake ball and you decide and you use the toothpick, but you don't want a hole when you finish, what you can do is just cover it up with a little bit of the chocolate and do your decoration on top of it so it's not visible. Now, as you can see right here, we have the little stems and the leaves. Those are both made from Tootsie Rolls. We have the green Tootsie Roll and of course the brown Tootsie Roll. Now we're going to put the stem in first, right into the hole that the toothpick left. Perfect fit. Again, you can use Laffy Taffy, you can use molding chocolate, but in this case we decided to go ahead and use Tootsie Rolls because we had them on hand and we had the colors that we needed, so it worked out perfectly. I like to use Tootsie Rolls just because it's chocolate, and since the covering is chocolate, I think it just goes better with as far as the flavor. There's lots of things that you could use that just depends on what you like to use. And if you want it to have an extra flavor, or if you want it to be all the same, whatever you want to do with it. Okay, so now we're going to put the leaves on. And again, it just depends on placement, where you want to put it. You could always do this with, make little green apples or yellow apples, whatever you want. If you wanted to switch them up a little bit, I think that would be very cute as well. Not too bad, especially if you're deciding to do this for your children's teachers. I think it would be a nice gift. Always a thought that counts, but people always like cake too. So you don't have to lug around a giant cake to bring to school to make sure everybody gets a slice of cake. And they look cute, and you know you're not going to have leftovers. Unless you want to order a few extra. In that case, I don't blame you. Now we're just going to put them in our mini cupcake liners. There we go. And 4 are going to fit perfectly in there. And of course you could use cake boxes or whatever else you have on hand to just kind of make them portable and ready to go. We like these containers just because they're easy to take a bunch. You don't have to worry about them jiggling or wiggling all over the place and falling apart. So you don't want leaves and stems to go missing. Alright, that's the end of our blog. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you could always visit us at www.sugarmonkeys.net, facebook.com/sugarmonkeystx, twitter.com/sugarmonkeystx, pinterest.com/sugarmonkeystx, and on instagram.com/cakeballs_sugarmonkeys. Again, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.